Welcome to the 2012 INawards. I'm Sandy Borland, and I am the Vice President of Events for IIDA, and this is our lovely President, Amy Collins. We're running a little bit behind schedule. We have to get through a few things. We just really want to thank all of our generous sponsors for making this happen. There's no way any of these events would come to any type of fruition without your help, and we really appreciate your dedicated support. Before I get into thanking all of our sponsors, I'd like to embarrass a couple people first. I need Rod Hammer to stand up. And, yay, Rod. And Michelle Javon. Where's Michelle? There she is. And last but not least, Sean Kendig. Okay, for me to say that these people worked tirelessly on this event is a complete understatement. This is a wonderful, brilliant event with a lot of moving parts and pieces, and they handled it with amazing grace and teamwork, and I just am so appreciative of them. Let's give them a big round of applause. And is Candace here? Candace Coleman? I don't know if I saw. Where are you? You get the honorable mention. She's our sponsorship diva. So thank you, Candace, and to everybody. And also, we just want to make sure we thank the two really amazing graphic people that we had working on this, Alex Childs and Jamie Herring. Where are you two? Thank you. Yeah, no?
It is? Okay, switch. Hi. One thing, actually, we wanted to mention to everyone. This is the first ever INawards that is being broadcast around the world on the internet. And I want to thank all the students over at Pullman. I think some Moscow students came over too who are watching us this evening. Enjoy the pizza. To begin with, we want to thank our sponsors. So I'm going to thank our chapter sponsors. Without our sponsors, we couldn't do any of this. We would love to, but we can't. So we have to beg, borrow, and plead often. And luckily, we have wonderful sponsors who help us out every time. So our title level sponsors are Business Interiors Northwest and WilsonArt. Our platinum level sponsors are Avidex and Commercial Office Interiors. At gold level, we have All Steel, Hayworth, McRory Glass, and Tandis Flooring. And lastly, our chapter silver level sponsors, and I'm going to do this quickly: Bank and Office Interiors, Callison, GLY, Knoll, LMN Architects, MBI Seattle, Milliken, MBBJ, OM Workspace, Pulp Studios, Shaw Contract, Steelcase, Technion, USG, and Watson Furniture Group.
Oh, I guess I'm going to do it off of here. Sorry. Okay, I don't know if I can see it. Where are we? Okay, and our event level sponsors, Commercial Office Interiors, Leidig Construction, MDC, Objects, Pulp Studios, and Shaw Contract.
Sorry, we're just going to do this. I think there's another microphone at the end of the hallway there. Sorry, technical difficulties. And lastly, we have a number of banner sponsors and event contributors that we're not going to thank individually, but you know who you are, and thank you so much for helping us out.
And then just one more thing I wanted to bring up. This is just a little kind of factual thing I think is really interesting. We were with Cheryl Durst yesterday, and she brought up the fact that INawards is really taken off across the country, and there's a lot of IIDA chapters across the nation that are emulating this event, which I think is really, really, really cool. And we actually have two people here that were the originators of the event, and I'd like for them to stand, and that would be Gary Henderson and Robert Norwood. I can't see you, but I wanted to say thank you to you, and I think this is really the 10th year of the INawards, but it's the 9th INawards. We had a leap year in there. So next year will be our 10-year celebration. It should be pretty special, and thank you all for being here.
All right, just a couple more things. Oh, sorry. Thank you. A couple more things. First of all, a new thing that we're doing this year, for all of our events, we've added the +1, which means every single ticket you're going to buy is $1 extra. And the reason is that dollar is going towards a few of our scholarship funds. We figured nobody's going to complain about $1. So thank you for adding to that this evening. And then I need to introduce our wonderful MC, Cheryl Durst. Cheryl Durst, our Mistress of Ceremony, is honorary IIDA Fellow and Lead AP. She is the Executive Vice President and the CEO of IIDA, and she comes to us all the way from Chicago. She leads the board members of the international organization and champions and elevates the profession of interior design and its practitioners. She's been part of the IIDA headquarters team since 1997. Cheryl started her career in sales at Knoll and marketing at the Washington Design Center in Washington, D.C. Cheryl, thank you for joining us this evening. Would you like to come on up?
That's fine. Good evening, everybody. I feel like it's just this overwhelming need to spin around. I think last year when I was here, this is the theater where you feel like saying, does this theater make my butt look big? So you're kind of going like that, and I want to make eye contact with everybody. Does anybody have a table? I need a table here. Anybody in this room sell me a table right now? Thank you, Amy. Thank you to the committee. Thank you to the Northern Pacific Chapter. It's such an honor for me to do this and celebrate with you. The best thing about design awards programs, they don't just celebrate design, they celebrate the people who create the design solutions, the clients who were smart enough to hire you. And it's okay to give a whoop whoop to great design. And clearly, according to the jurors that you're going to hear from, great design is alive and well in the Pacific Northwest. So whoop whoop to the chapter and to everybody involved. So I had a really quick thing because on television tonight, there's like a crap load of stuff going on. There's, oh. So if you ask for stuff in Seattle, apparently, I need a Fiat. Whatever. So tonight on television, there's like some World Series thing, and there's the finale for The Voice, but, yeah, or something with The Voice. And so the debate, right? Yeah. And so some of us, depending on how early you got here and started drinking, you may have missed out on some portions of the debate. So I just want to do a reenactment for you. And I thought about doing it as interpretive dance. But, and then I thought if I had socks, I would do sock puppets. But very quickly, here is a reenactment so that you don't feel like you're missing out on anything. Okay, so my left hand is Barack Obama. Left, get it? My right hand is Mitt Romney. All right, and then Amy mentioned the whole like live streaming interplanetary across the world. Her parents are watching from Mongolia. I think that's kind of cool. So the debate started, and Mitt Romney won the coin toss, so he got to go first. So Mitt Romney said Libya. And then Barack Obama said China. Sketchy investments, Cayman Islands. And then Mitt Romney said, white dudes rule. And then Barack Obama said, I'm the president and I love my wife. Because he has to say that. Because he's married to a strong, independent black woman, don't need no man. So then after he said that, then Mitt Romney said, you suck. And then Barack Obama said, "You suck more." And then Mitt Romney like jumped him. And then and they're brawling like crazy. And you guys missed all of this. And it was this very historic moment. And then Mitt Romney said something really stupid that is exploding all over Twitter right now. And again, you totally missed it. So when people ask you, where were you? You are at a celebration for design excellence. So no matter who becomes our next president, Barack Obama, great design will endure. And that is my reenactment of the debate for you. And on with the show. So now, moving my pieces of paper around. So there are going to be some very distinct segments that will all make sense when we get halfway through, maybe toward the end. But I want to, right now, the first part is about the future of design. And we are going to be offering, introducing, awarding the WilsonArt Scholarship Award. So I would like to ask Hazel Stricken from WilsonArt and Nicole Tingvall from Haskell, who are going to present the award.
Thank you, Cheryl. Thanks, Cheryl. Hi, I'm Nicole Tingvall with the Haskell Group. I'm the VP of Campus Centers for Northern Pacific Chapter, and this is Hazel Stricken from WilsonArt. WilsonArt is one of our chapter's title level sponsors, and part of their dedication is to create this fund for students. So they've earmarked half of their sponsorship dollars toward this scholarship. The scholarship is open to IIDA student members in Washington, Idaho, Alaska, British Columbia, and Alberta. And this year received quite a few phenomenal entries. And it wasn't easy. The judging panel was comprised of the chapter advocates, who are industry leaders and past chapter presidents. The judges viewed and discussed the digital portfolios one by one and decided upon 3 winners. This year there was not a sophomore entry, so the judges opted to award an honorable mention. The Student Portfolio Scholarship Honorable Mention Award of $500 goes to Douglas Larson, a junior at Bellevue College. Is he here? If you're here, Douglas, come down. Oh, he's not here. Aww. Well, you can appreciate his work on the screen. All right, our Best Junior Portfolio Award of $750 goes to Camden Murphy from Cornish College of the Arts. Camden! No! Okay, the next winner gets all the awards. All the money. All right. And the winner of the Best Senior Portfolio $1,250 scholarship is awarded to Anuradha Mohan from Cornish College of the Arts. And she's here. Thank you so much. Everyone had amazing portfolios. Judging was very difficult. And then back to Cheryl.
Thank you, ladies. So that was the future of design, and our next presenters will be Amy Collins and Phil Logsdon, who are going to present honor awards, and they honor the heritage and legacy of design.
Thanks, Cheryl. So, I have a minor in theater. Can we get a better light somewhere down here? Because I'm too old for this shadowing. Thank you, much better.
Thank you for coming tonight. So basically, we're going to give away 2 honor awards. One is the Industry Partner Award, and one is the Professional Honor Award. And these are people who've given a lot to their profession and that have had great dedication to IIDA in our Northern Pacific Chapter. So I think first up is the Professional Award, which is mine. This year's award.
I'm going to back down.
Should I just sit? This year's award goes to MJ Munsell of Retail design was always in MJ's heart. As a child, she helped design storefronts and merchandise design for her grandmother's store, The Vogue. Through high school, and while getting her interior design degree at Miami University, she worked at a number of retail stores, including Department Store and The Limited. MJ began her design career in 1981 at MBJ's Columbus office, like many of us, working in the library and helping with marketing efforts. Eventually, she graduated to working on a variety of projects from corporate to healthcare. In 1984, through her involvement in IBD, which was IIDA's predecessor for those of you who are quite young, she met with and started working at the Design Collective. Here, under the tutelage of IIDA fellows Bob Valentine and David Cook, she began her now lifelong career at retail design by working with The Limited. And then from 1986 to 1990, MJ worked with The Limited CEO Les Wexner to help develop their retail brand experience and eventually help transform the small emerging brand Victoria's Secret from San Francisco Victorian to English Romantic. In 1990, Callison recruited MJ to take over and lead the Nordstrom's account, where she still continues to lead 22 years later. She has also in this time had the pleasure of working with global retailers Harrods, Harvey Nichols, Kohl's, Chico's, Ann Taylor, Trish McAvoy, Crocs, Benbridge, and of course our previous INawards winner, Swedish Hospital. She is also co-lead of Callison's global retail practice, where she's responsible for growing their business, leading their strategy, and developing the next tier of leadership. To quote MJ, "I'm a retailer at heart. I work with our teams in translating a powerful brand into a meaningful experience that is relevant to today's customer and marketplace. That intersection of brand, merchandise, and customer is my most comfortable location." So tonight, we honor a vanguard of retail design, MJ Munsell, with the IIDA Professional Member Honor Award.
Now, does that mean I'm part of the past because the students were the future? I got a couple messages in this experience, and the first was I should be more involved in IIDA, so I promise I'll come to those advocates meetings. I will. I'm not going to be traveling so much. But seriously, thank you so much, especially thanks to our Callison team. You guys are great. You're loud. You're fun. I really appreciate your support. And thank you to all. And I do want to say something about IIDA has really touched my life. And it did at an early age, as Amy mentioned. I worked for a firm in Columbus who had 2 founders of IBD at the time. And they were fellows, Bob Valentine and David Cook. And they were fabulous mentors to me. And I started an awards program like this in Columbus many years ago. We called it the SID Awards. Maybe that was the name that did it in, but standing for Columbus Interior Design. And, you know, through that experience, I was like, I don't know, in my mid-20s, early 20s. I met so many people. We had Peter Eisenman come in and juror. You know, it was very ambitious. I met industry experts. I met people in the community. And I learned so many things: leadership, collaboration, exposure. And I really feel if I hadn't done that, I don't know if I would be here today. And so when people in our firm ask us, why IIDA? What is IIDA? Is it really necessary? We do retail design. It's because of that. It's because of all of us in this room. It's what we bring to this community. It's the expertise that we all have. It's the great projects we're going to see tonight. We all need that and stand by that. And thank you for supporting me in this great honor. Thanks, Amy. Should I get out of here?
Yeah, stand down. So you will have to pardon me because, as many of you know, because many of you are my close friends and good friends, I get a little teary when I talk about people I care about. I have the good honor, or the great fortunate honor, to announce this year's Industry Honor Partner Award to Vicki Rovemuller, who is a dear close friend. From Knoll, thank you, from Knoll. So, a few things that you may not know about Vicki, and I think most of you probably know Vicki, is that she's a local, so she was born and raised here. She is a passionate Washington State University alumni, where she earned her degree in interior design. She practiced design at McGranahan Messenger, as well as Jalbert Rasnick Odell after she graduated from college. She has worked for Spinney Beck and now Knoll for about coming up on 19 years, where she's held several positions, including Global Account Specialist and the Architectural Design Manager position, where she truly set the bar for me to aim for. Her recent client roster includes Nordstrom, Washington Mutual, Boeing, Wagner Edstrom, and not surprisingly, since she is a big football fan, the San Francisco Giants, to name but a few. And while these clients make for a very impressive resume, it's her personal qualities and passion that make Vicki so deserving for this particular honor award. So like many of the past winners, Vicki is passionate about design excellence and bringing the best to the design community and her clients. She has a vast knowledge also of the workplace. But what makes her unique is that she does take the time to ask the right questions and to listen. She always respects the integrity of the design firm's design and understands the goals of the clients. And she always makes sure that she and her team bring the right solutions to the project for both. She is passionate about education and sharing her knowledge. For almost 10 years, Vicki has sat on the advisory board for the School of Design and Construction at WSU, which works to integrate the programs of architecture, interior design, landscape architecture, and construction. She's also a strong advocate and educator for the history and legacy of Knoll, and shares this design knowledge with design students across the state as well as our local design community. Vicki is also passionate about her family, golfing, gardening, cooking, and her cougs, the order of which changes during college football season. Yeah. She has been married to her college sweetheart, Gary Mueller, for almost 25 years and is close to her extended family both here and in Norway. For many years, and until her recent death, Vicki was actively involved in the caring for her elderly Aunt Ava, whose feisty spirit often challenged Vicki's mental, but also made for some touching and memorable stories, and I had the good privilege of hearing many of those. And lastly, and probably the quality that makes Vicki most deserving for this award, is her strong sense of ethics. I've known Vicki for many years, but it wasn't until we worked together at Knoll that I truly got to know her. As her teammate on numerous projects, I got to experience firsthand her generosity, thoughtfulness, and passion for always doing the right thing. On many occasions, we talked about the importance of always being open, honest, and real with our clients and the design community, because, as Vicki pointed out, at the end of the day, our reputation is really all we have. Having a strong reputation hasn't diminished Vicki's drive to be a successful seller. It has enhanced it. I've experienced it, her clients have experienced it, and I know many of you in this room have experienced it. And it's one of the big reasons why she's here tonight to receive this award. So it is my great pleasure and delight to introduce my friend, my colleague, and my fellow May 9th birthday celebrator, this year's Industry Partner Honor Award recipient, Vicki Rovemuller.
Phil told me I wasn't going to need Kleenex. You take this. Well, I wanted to thank you all for coming, and I was going to thank you for missing the debates, but after Cheryl's enactment, I don't feel like I need to do that. But I do want to say that Rod has assured me that this is the last thing I needed to be included in that big book of women. Right? I'm in the binder now, right? So when I called my husband, Gary, on Friday to see what he was doing Monday night, see if he wanted to join me for the INawards, I told him what was happening. He said, well, you know what that means, Vicki? And I said, what? And he said, it means you're getting old. Yeah. So I then proceeded to spend the next 48 plus hours looking for other adjectives that I felt better about than just old. So I came up with seasoned. If I was an athlete, you'd say that I was a veteran. Experience, that's always a good thing. And then Dave Coots and I said to me one time, oh, Vicki, all that experience, that's really an asset. But then I heard a couple other ones just now. I heard legacy and heritage. So I'm just going with that. I'm I'm a veteran who's seasoned, experienced. Thank you. Thank you, Steve. Okay, so we'll move on. But oh, I was thinking there was going to be a photo, but that's okay. That's just me. My husband and I actually spend most of our spare time in the Methow Valley, and we are actually there this weekend. It's our kind of place to go and relax. If you haven't been there, you should go there, definitely. But we came back early so we could go to the cocktail party last night, and it was nice. I have to thank Gary for putting up with me for 25 plus years of talking shop. That's quite a bit of shop, but as you can imagine, he does his best to make me laugh, and it's typically at my own expense, which is fair enough. So, but when Sean actually contacted me on Friday about this honor award, they said there were actually 3 key reasons: product expertise, advocacy for design excellence, and my commitment to design education. And I thought I would start with this thing called product expertise, because that's really a nice way of saying I'm a furniture geek, which is very true. I'm that person that sits in the movie and says, hey, did you see that autostrada there? Or doesn't she look good in that womb chair? And when I'm watching a commercial. But really, there are a lot of people behind me when I'm working on a project, and I need to rely on the true experts at Knoll for their product expertise. And it's people like Julia Mari, that many of you have met and worked on with projects. She is with our technical resources group in San Francisco, and she's really the one who, she and other people, keep me in line and make sure I'm doing the right thing. I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you to our dealer partners, and in particular, I would thank Lisa. And Rich, I know he's here, I don't know, oh, there he is. Lisa and Rich. I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for them, so thank you both for that. And then when it comes to advocacy for design excellence, that really, in my mind, comes from Florence Knoll and her legacy and how she approached design and the planning unit. And that really sort of sets the standards for how we work, and how we, what I try to do is listen to what people are trying to do, understand really what your design intent is, and use my design background as a bridge for that. But in my mind, that comes with a lot of responsibility too. And very often, that means that I have to kind of stand my ground and maybe say things that people don't want to hear, that maybe aren't technically, politically correct, but I say them anyway. And the people in the audience who are nodding are probably people that I've worked with over the years who, internally, who know that I very often have a hard time keeping my mouth shut. And it's funny, Phil, because we did not talk about what you were going to say, but I do tend to do that. But for everyone's benefit here, and I really, that's one of the things I wanted to do, was to thank everyone for letting me play even just a small role, really, in your successes with regards to projects. And then Lastly, of course, well, I do want to throw one comment out to my friend Dan White back there, who paid me the best compliment ever several years ago. Although I was carded a few weeks ago before a Cougar game, and this young man said to me, well, you looked borderline. So I have to say, he's like right behind you in line, Dan. But Dan said to me a few years ago that there are very few reps out there who represent their brand. And he said, you know, Vicki, when I think of Noel, I think of Vicki, because you truly represent your brand. And to me, that was the highest compliment that he could have paid, or anyone could have paid me, actually, in terms of work. But in terms of my commitment to design education, as Phil said, I went to WSU, and go Cougs, I'm a Coug. I've been on the advisory board for the interior design department off and on for a number of years, but we have a newly formed school for the School of Design and Construction, which is truly integrated. And I, over the years, have gotten a lot of assistance from you folks out in the crowd for different projects and different tasks, and I'm continuing to ask people to help us with that, because it's so important to make sure that the interior design students still get their due focus in terms of this new program as it's rolled out. And you know, over the years, when we've supported all the schools really in the Northwest, from WSU to Cornish to Bellevue to the technical schools and even the University of Oregon, believe it or not. But I really want to say that it's important for us to do that, because that is our future. And when I say that, I don't mean Noel's future. I mean our future. I mean the design community. And that's really how, in my mind, we're going to sustain this profession, is making sure that we coach and engage and develop the students. And selfishly, for me, of course, I always learn something from them. You know, they usually ask really good questions, and they're very inspiring. But that's my message to all of you, is that it is truly the future of our profession, the students. So thank you. I am very humbled by this. I'm actually shocked I'm standing up here. But the other thing I wanted to say in parting is, I'm using the words of Bob Robertson. He's been the voice of the Cougs longer than but well before I was at WSU. Barb, was he the voice of the Cougs when you were there? I have been asking Barb for years, when did she graduate? She won't tell me. But I think this is how he closes every one of his radio broadcasts, and I think it's a good thing for football, but it's also a good thing for our business, and that is be a good sport always. Go Cougs.
MJ, Vicki, congratulations. Congratulations to the students. So, right, you're not old. It's legacy, it's heritage, it's experienced, it's assets, it's all that good stuff. So we did future, we did legacy, so now we're going to, now we're at design right now. And so my script notes say that I'm supposed to describe the awards and the process. So here we go. This is going to be real quick. These are the awards that people are going to get. They're in a bunch of categories, all very relevant, all very cool. You're going to hear about them shortly. The process is you all submitted projects. The people you're going to hear from shortly agonized, debated, beat each other up, and juried the awards, and very shortly we're going to be presenting them. That's kind of it. Awards process, done, good. All right. And what I get to do now is introduce a man with extremely good taste. He's very suave. He's got a voice that you're going to want to listen to all night, and it's because he's Italian. So our moderator is originally from Rome, Italy. And I'm going to say his name right because I massacred it early and I want to get it tutto perfetto. Stefano Catalani moved to Seattle in 2001 and joined Bellevue Arts Museum in 2005 as curator. The museum's board of trustees appointed him as artistic director, director of curatorial affairs in 2010. In his 7 years with the museum, he has conceived and curated more than 20 acclaimed exhibitions, 7 of which have traveled nationally and internationally. His curatorial practice focuses on craft as a cultural signifier and the exploration of craft traditions in the postmodern and contemporary art world. Please join me in welcoming Stefano Catalani.
Am I on? Am I on? Okay. You know, Cheryl, when you said that when they invited me to be the moderator for this jury, they told me it was a piece of cake. And instead, I was thrown into a cage with lions. And they didn't give me a whip, they gave me a hoop. And it was beautiful, though the furniture was amazing. It was at the Knoll showroom. Also, I didn't get the memo that everyone had to be dressed in black tonight. I'm just saying, I'm trying to really work hard to look like a Seattleite. And, but I would like to say, how many people are sporting gingham tonight? Because I think you guys are going to have I think this gentleman has a gingham, right? Do we have an award for gingham tonight?
Done.
No? Yes.
Done.
Great. So please retire. Take your award when you leave the... So I would like to invite the other 3 jurors and to join me, and then, well, I was the moderator, the 3 jurors to join me all together now, and then I'm going to read your introductions. Let's make it easy. Bob will be sitting. Hi.
Hello.
Good evening. Okay. We're all here again. We saw each other yesterday for 6 hours.
You got your hoops ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have the whip tonight.
Oh.
So I would like to introduce your esteemed colleagues that juried the 52 applications that were submitted for these awards. I would like to start with Jean Hansen. Jean has been working in interior design, medical planning, and sustainable design for 30 years experience. As HDR's Sustainable Interiors Manager, she advances sustainability initiatives in project and research work for healthcare, commercial, and institutional environments. A past president of IIDA Northern California Chapter and certified interior designer, Jean has also served on the board of the USGBC Northern California Chapter. I said that right. She was on a core committee member for the development of LEAD for healthcare, as well as being involved in the development and review of the Green Guide for Healthcare. She's involved in development of several sustainable standards for various organizations. She's a frequent speaker and lecturer. Welcome, Jean Hansen. On my right, Bob Lenningham. I pronounced it correctly, right? I tried all afternoon. Vancouver-based interior designer, Bob has been a leader in the interior design community throughout his 42 years career, focusing on offering complete design services to residential, corporate, and hospitality clientele. His firm, Lenningham Design Consultants, has garnered numerous local and international awards and accolades. In addition to being the past president of the IDIBC, Bob was also actively involved in the accreditation process for the field of interior design in North America. In 2006, he was awarded an honorary Doctor of Laws from the University of Manitoba. Well, let's welcome Bob Lenningham. Last of my introduction, Primo Orpila. Primo is the award-winning co-founder with Bird Alexander of Studio O+A, the San Francisco design firm responsible for groundbreaking workplace designs at Facebook, AOL, Microsoft, Yelp, Levi Strauss. and many other companies. A leader in the field of democratic design, or PILA's expansive open plan environments, which stress sustainability, accessibility, and careful coordination of function and form, have become a signature look for some of the West Coast's most forward-thinking tech innovators. You've seen him profiled in print, most recently, the spring-summer 2012 issue of IIDA's Perspective magazine. Let's welcome Primo. So Cheryl, what do I have to do now? Do I have to, is it my turn or is your turn to call the first?
It's my turn.
Okay. Oh, I have to give you the eye.
You have to give me the eye so that I know.
Okay.
And I want you all to notice, purely coincidentally, look at the glasses.
It's called class.
It is. Absolutely. It's completely coincidental. I walked into the room, we looked at each other. It was love at first iBob sight.
Yes.
You can order these. Company's called iBobs. A little bit of promo there. So, jurors, moderator, we're ready?
We are.
All right, audience, we're ready? Okay. So our first award tonight is Sustainability Honorable Mention, and I want to ask Phil Logsdon to come back and Melissa Svensson from Allsteel, who will present the first award.
Good evening. Okay, so we have a Sustainability Honorable Mention. Phil, how's my butt?
It looks good. Oh yeah, I forgot to ask that.
Okay, no, you're good.
Because I want my
You're
butt
good.
to look really big.
Good, here we go. Okay, we just got our script.
This category recognizes the project judged to show the best accomplishment of sustainable goals for the use of sustainable systems, techniques, and materials.
The description of the project is, to achieve the highest level of sustainability, this targeted LEED Platinum space utilizes new systems, including chilled sails for heating and cooling, LED lighting, and radiant floors. In an unusual move for a TI, the designers replaced all exterior perimeter glazing around the floor of a high-rise building with high-performance exterior glazing and operable windows, as well as replaced the top spandrel conditions with vision glass to increase the amount of daylight. Notable metrics include 43% reduction in water use, 40% energy savings, 30% energy savings. How does that work? I need a mathematician here. 28% recycled content, 52% FSC certified wood, and 132,000 kilowatts per hour per year from renewable energy sources.
And this year's there's a quiz after, so hopefully you paid attention to all that.
There's a math test.
And I am very pleased to announce that the Sustainability Honorable Mention Award goes to Gensler for their project GlueMac. Oh, come on, there must be a Gensler person here.
Is that you?
I am
No,
not
you go.
coming up into
No,
the
you go.
stands.
No, you go. Someone.
All right, everybody duck, because I'm just going to throw it.
Chad Shy. There we go. Okay, there we go.
As soon as they receive it.
Thank you so much. Hello. Thank you. This is a very honor to receive this award. Thank you.
So yeah, this year many projects address sustainability, and the jury was, however, unanimous in giving this award to Gensler for, or GlueMac for the project. Jean, you were particularly happy to see so many projects, but also to promote this.
Right. We were very, very happy to see that many projects across the different categories had really addressed sustainability, many of them in a very deep way, very meaningful way. but what we were really happy to see with GlueMac was that they really walk the talk. They're practicing what they're preaching. And so, you know, this was our first choice.
It was very unanimous, yes.
Very easy to make this decision.
Yeah, programmatically, it was so well dealt with. But to get LEED Platinum in an existing building and replace windows and to go to that level of detail, I do TI for a living. It was great, and we really applaud that effort because it's a fantastic design and it's so good on so many different levels.
Great.
Excellent. Thank you, jurors, and congratulations, Gensler. So you guys have a feel for the way that it's done. So two people will come up, they'll introduce the award, and then our jury will hold forth when, if you win an award, right? Those of you guys who know me and have seen me do this awards program thing, the rule that I usually give is you jump up, you squeal, you get down here, or have your friends squeal for you. Don't tweet on your way down. Just come down, get your award. As the gentleman from Gensler did, there was a little bobbling here, but it was handled nicely. You say thank you. Then you get back to your seat, you sit your ass down. And then the jurors will hold forth and wax intellectual and say fabulous things about your project, and then we move on to the next award, and then perhaps we all get to eat and drink later. Like later while it is still night, not daylight, okay? Because we want to, you know, as lovely as this is, we do want to get home. All right, so that's how we're going to do it. Are we good? We're good? Our next award category is in concept, and I would love to ask Terry Bowman from Hayworth and Kara Schmidt from Callison.
All right, so in concept award, this category recognizes unbuilt architectural interior projects, student work, and conceptual or realized project design.
And the project is described as, it's situated within the commercial hub of Bijan. The Bijan Clinic building caters to women healthcare needs and specializes in child birthing services. The clinic's goal is to create a hospitality and spa-like environment that transforms the traditional precepts of a woman's healthcare environment.
The in-concept design award goes to NBBJ.
Thank you so much, everyone. I know everyone worked really ass off on this project, but actually, I want to make a special thanks to our Chris Appleford, who was our PA for the project, and who passed away last week from the cancer. And that's very grateful, and this is the second time, and then actually I worked with Chris 2 projects, which is Samsung project we got another award, and then without him we wouldn't be able to make this award. And he was a really, really wonderful person, and then giving a lot of energy, and I really thank Chris, and I hope he'll be here. Thank you, everyone.
So the jury was, yesterday when we were moderating, one of the things that was brought up, this is the only category of award that has not been built. So they focused, my 3 colleagues here, they focused very much on the potential of the project and the interior design to address specific needs within this clinic. And Bob, you were very forceful in describing the beauty and of the drawings and the proposal.
Well, I think it really was a very beautiful architectural presentation.
I mean, it's almost hospitality. The room could be in a hotel, but they'll be a very lucky community if this goes ahead and is built. I really congratulate them on quite a stunning project.
And one of the elements that also I learned when I was jurying was when I was moderating the jury was that learning about the in a place like this, some of the interior design elements like the healing quality of the light. This is something that, with your expertise, you clearly, Jean, you caught and you discussed about it. Correct?
Right. In addition to what Bob really felt about the project being really beautiful, which I totally agree with him on, was that it, at this concept stage, we could really see that there was so many opportunities to take it to that next level, to really provide even, a greater depth in providing a healing place, a healing environment for the women that this building is going to serve. So we're really very excited about honoring this project.
Okay, well, thank you.
Our next category is in healthcare, and if Ann Miller and Amy Skelton, both of Bank and Office, will join me up front and we'll present that award.
So let's see what we have here. Oh boy, this is exciting. Do you want to unwrap the gift?
Yes.
Wonderful. So tonight we are awarding this to Callison.
And the project is for the Swedish Multiple Sclerosis Center. So congratulations to Callison and jurors.
Yes, we were just talking about with the previous award of healthcare, and definitely some of the elements of design, of interior design, were addressing, Jean, some of the healing qualities of the light.
Right.
You were very fascinated by this project.
This project speaks to me probably in more ways. I didn't even tell anybody about this yesterday, but I have a brother that has MS. And boy, would I love to get my brother out from Minnesota to Seattle to visit this facility. Because this project has absolute amazing power to heal. It's really, looked at all evidence-based design aspects. It infuses the space with daylight. There's the connections to, incredible views, which really offer that opportunity for healing. There's the living wall that not only provides healing, but opportunities for wayfinding. The project also features some really wonderful outdoor spaces, areas for respite. Working in the healthcare field is very stressful for the families, for the patients. It can be very, very stressful. So to have these outdoor areas for respite are really, wonderful assets to the project. And then, as you can see in this photograph here, there's an outdoor therapy area. So. Really like to applaud the design team on this project.
Primo, you also said yesterday that
we
went even beyond that.
When I don't do healthcare, I do mostly workplace. When I jury competitions, I'm looking for the ability to push a segment really, really far. And this pushed the needle way over for me. I was so impressed. The rooms, they don't feel like healthcare rooms. They feel like a very nice hotel. The experience is almost borderline hospitality, and I think for healthcare, what better comforting feeling? So I have to applaud the effort here. It is just fantastic.
Great, thank you.
And our next category is in-home. And if Lisa Collins and Judy Sense, Lisa's with McGrory Glass, Judy is with Judith Wright Designs, to present the next award. Yeah, that was a moment.
In-home honorable mention. This category recognizes completed private, single-family, and multifamily residence projects. The project features In a World. I've always wanted to do that. Open planning, minimal number of single-use rooms and fluidity movement from inside to outside. Open kitchen and living and dining areas allows for an at-grade connection to the rear yard through a large expansion of sliding glass doors. Minimal palette of material creates a visual flow in all parts of the house, and lightness was created through use of blonde woods and white lacquer accents. In addition to Vancouver's green building bylaw, healthy floor and wall finishes and automation were used as part of the strategy. And the honorable mention goes to Garrett Cord Werner, Lake Washington Shores.
No.
Nope.
That's what it says.
That's the
No,
that's the award.
right there.
Wait, Vancouver. It's supposed to be. Garrett's not Vancouver.
So the cat's out of the bag on the next award.
Okay, honorable mention goes to Evoke International Design, Gilbert Residence.
Woo!
Does Garrett want to come up and take this? Okay, well, I'm sure we'll get this to them.
So this was a very debated category. I really had to stress my authority to keep the jurors from fighting and arm wrestling. It's not the worst, though. There's another one that really kept us forever there. But this was quite debated because we found there were different budgets for different sort of mansions or homes and different uses. But Primo, you were very strong in advocating for this project.
Yeah, it gets so heavily weighted in residential, and if you have a lot of money, you can do a lot. And I was very, very appreciative of the approach this firm took. You know, it certainly is elegant as a $500 a square foot mansion, but it's not. And I think it's very successful. I mean, every elevation, the sequencing of the rooms are very nice. So I thought it was a very well done job.
Great, thank you.
So we were worried about this. We were totally winging it ahead of time. And so this next project is described as our design achieves functionality and understated elegance by approaching design through a sophisticated lens of dynamic spatial awareness. This 6,800 square foot family home was intended for the client's hosting entertainment and for displaying their wide art collection. The dramatic center pavilion is the focus of the architecture, displaying a grand 35-foot long dining table that floats on 2 pedestals. The table was engineered and constructed out of reclaimed mahogany wood and nickel-plated steel sections and may be disassembled to provide a flexible party space. These natural materials were used throughout the whole house to create a unified atmosphere and with an elegant yet comfortable finish. And the winner is Garrett Cord Werner.
I'd just like to thank Jim Olson, one of the master architects of our time, for creating such a stunning architectural residence to work within. And also, I'd like to thank Bob Lettingham, my mentor, for being here tonight and being one of the judges. So thank you very much.
So, Bob, I would like to start with you. What, can you tell us in this tonight, what did you like, or what was the...
First of all, I didn't know Garrett Cord Werner did the job, but I did think it was a very elegant home, and I think the simplicity, they managed to keep the simplicity in the furnishings. The whole indoor-outdoor relationships, I think, are very beautiful. The palette of materials, is subtle and yet very, very elegant. And so I think it's a well-deserved large residential project.
Prima, you wanted to add something?
Agreed. To me, this project could have gone kind of way over in the high-end type of design that you normally see in this type of architecture, but I feel it was understated and very sensitive. So I think every view is well curated to the degree that it doesn't overdo it in any one space. So a successful job.
You can see how difficult it was for us because between the last two projects, very different budgets and very different uses of the spaces. So, but I think, thank you for coming with these two solutions. Yeah.
Great. That's always such an amazing category. Our next category is in hospitality. And if Nancy Peck from Avadex and Amy Colby from JPC, and I keep saying come to the front, there's no front. Come to the center.
Hello. We are so happy to be here tonight and be part of this experience. And this category recognizes projects completed in hotel, spa, resort, restaurants, and retail spaces.
The winning project. Sorry. The winning project has several notable project solutions. It creates intimacy. With 10,000 square feet and 30-foot ceilings, the original space was very intimidating. A new gallery-style mezzanine around the perimeter created new volumes more humanly scaled. It addresses acoustics. The restaurant has both big, lively acoustic zones and quiet, subdued areas. The bar area has a stone floor for great bounce, while the upper dining zones are carpeted with drapery and cork wall covering in the booths. It fosters connectivity. A new glass elevator and a new interior staircase showcase patrons as they head to their table, while the energy of the center bar is evident from all tables in the room.
I am very excited to announce the winner of the Design in Hospitality goes to Box Interior Design, Black plus Blue. And the guy in, what did he say? Congratulations. Congratulations.
Well, the gentleman gets to win 2 awards, one for the gingham and one for this. I didn't know. So I think hospitality was an interesting category for me to moderate the jury because I had to learn that a space that hosts parties or lively activity has to have places for lavish, lively activity, but also, or entertainment, and also areas maybe where there's more intimacy and more quiet. And Jean, you might maybe start addressing the reason why the jury thought that this place was creating both these spaces.
Sure, thank you. We really felt that this project met the criteria that they had set for it, that the client had set for it, because it really offered, a variety of environments. And there were options for the guest experience. You could go to the bar and have a lively, kind of noisy area, kind of exciting area. But then when you wanted to actually go off and have dinner, you could find an area that was a little bit more subdued, a little bit quieter, and be able to just have those options available to you. And it was also described as an environment that really celebrates the guest. And as we looked at the photographs in the package that was submitted, we really could see that they had actually achieved that, and that there won't be any bad seats, in this space. All of them look like they'd be fabulous. And the other thing that we really loved, the way they describe it, was that this is an environment that almost feels like it's a club, and very exclusive, but you don't have to be a member to go there. And so we really did feel that it met its criteria.
Agreed. It's you just have to look at every image here. I mean, I mean, they've developed several different eras, and they've tied them up very nicely. So the experience in each space is special, and it feels like it's theater. You're a part of this great moving scene. So it's a magnificent effort, and it's well executed, and we appreciate the work. It's fantastic.
Congratulations, Gingham dude. Great work. Our next category is in public, and if Charlie Hoffenbrock from GOI and Robert Norwood would please come up.
Thank you. Well, Robert and I are here to actually recognize 2 awards in this category. First is an honorable mention. This category recognizes completed public, educational, and civic projects. So for the honorable mention, this project encompasses the design of a new type of elementary school. The client's objectives included creating schools that would fulfill the district's guiding principles of learning, safety, relationships, and flexibility. The design team responded with the prototypical design concept that has been employed already in the construction of 2 schools. And the honorable mention goes to?
It goes to DLR Group for FWPS New Elementary School. Just going to try and keep this show going.
Okay, and the in public award. So you want to go? Talk about that?
Just give us 5 seconds. The script says something different. Okay, for this category we had, this was many strong proposals, and it took forever to decide. I was sporting a fever, and I was in a beautiful cage with these lions, and we were not capable to reach a solution. But, so it took forever because the proposals were very strong. I would like maybe to ask Primo to speak about this, because you really felt about this project very strongly.
Yeah, from the programmatical problems with the school and just the layout, the way that the firm dealt with it was so sensitive and so groundbreaking. I thought the circulation, the room setup, the way the teaching facility is set up is unlike anything I've ever seen. So when we looked at it and we kept on comparing it, it almost had its own category, the way it approached education and design. So I applaud the effort here. It's extremely new and innovative.
Yeah, there were some interesting solutions in the classrooms or in the public spaces.
If you look at the photographs closely, you'll see the library, and there's little nooks and crannies. I have a 9-year-old, so I watch him when he goes to school, and I'd like him to go to this school. I'm moving up from San Francisco and take him here. It's a fantastic school.
Okay, and the In Public Award. This new classroom wing is joined to the existing school as the continuation of the existing series of alternating classroom wings and courtyards. The pre-existing courtyard is reinvented as an interior space with continuous skylights flooding the space with natural light. The new courtyard can be used for social gatherings or breakout space for adjacent classrooms. Interior glazing between the classrooms and corridors improves daylighting and visual continuity between these spaces. And the award goes to?
The award goes to Integris Architecture, Ingram High School.
And the actual award for this category is missing in action, but it will be provided later.
This is perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
So Bob, I would like to ask you, what were the element of design that made the jury finally reach a verdict on this?
This is a very well thought out architectural project. I think it's quite stunning. I mean, this meeting space was beautiful. Very simple group of materials that were used. I loved some of the detailing down the corridors, the metal coming into the concrete. They kept it simple, very nice inside-outside integration. So overall, this is a very hard category. We had a lot of really outstanding schools, but I think this one, in its utter simplicity and beauty, won the day.
Agreed. It's an old and new, and that intersection, how you deal with that is so important. And to create the corridor and the spaces in that corridor and celebrate that corridor, I thought was brilliant, and that's why it won the award. It's fantastic.
Great, thank you.
Stefano, I have a special request from the audience.
Yes. This is your request.
Surprisingly, no.
Okay, okay.
Let's see.
Yes.
In Italian, how do you say gingham?
Quadretti. Like checkered, you know, quadretti.
All right, there's your answer. Oh, please. Tutto perfetto, that's my Italian right there.
But that was a Seattle accent.
All right, our next, we are working our way down. This table is getting emptier. Our next category is in mass, and if Heather Plachette from Knoll and Jennifer Thuma with LMN would join me.
I'm really proud of you guys for all still being here because there were so many things to sneak out from tonight, but nobody did. In Mass Award goes to this category, recognizes a project completed in corporate, institutional, and government practice areas.
Let's get this party started. They're dashing out. Look.
Did I give permission?
This project is an intentional study in contrast, shape, and texture, visible and invisible, mystery and complete disclosure. These ideas were inspired from the project's approach of being design-build and design-only, with an interesting conflict of wanting open views and vistas with the need for extreme confidentiality.
Here, you hold the mic for me. And the winner is SKB with Pensar.
Thanks so much.
Oh, no, you must. No, look, he's dashing. He's taking, he's leaving immediately.
We'd like to hear what the jury has to say.
So, there were some unique features in this design that really captured the imagination and the attention of the jury. And also, I think, Primo, you were very fascinated by the floor plan and how the space worked, correct?
To be honest with you, I didn't read the brief on it before we looked at this project. I actually just read it from plan and went through the images and tried to, I know for myself, when I go through interior, it's about the experience. And the floor plan shows a chamber. It shows a progression through the space that it's magnificent. SKB just dealt with the entry unlike any other entry they've ever seen, and the way the workplace is very democratically laid out, sharing the light and the kitchen and all the key parts of the space are all shared by everybody here. And it's creatively done, well executed, well detailed. It's just a magnificent project.
Yeah, I think there's an image coming up of, you were talking to me actually today that the kitchen has been the best spot, right?
Yep.
Instead of giving it to the the head of the company has been given to the kitchen, which has the best view and the light, and right, so that everyone can use the space.
Absolutely. It shares all the great pieces of this location to the people who work there.
Bob, also you were very fascinated by the creativity, right?
Yeah, I was particularly the entranceway. I mean, the slides I don't think have come up yet, and it was just so sort of the whole geometry of it and creative thought that went into creating that entrance really shone through in the presentation. So I congratulate them on, I think, some very creative work.
Jean, you want to add anything, or?
I don't know that I can ad-lib. I wasn't prepared to say anything.
Your last chance after this.
Okay. So I did read it. Okay. And I read it after we did this. And the great thing is that a good design has a narrative, and this design has a narrative. So your experience from the chamber and going to this space and the way this company has, very, very confidential information, I thought was well expressed in the design, and that rarely happens. And in this particular case, it is well done.
Great. Okay, thank you.
And on those final comments, I would like for all of you to join me in thanking our moderator and our jurors for a job well done. They had incredible deliberations. The excellent quality of the work made their job very difficult. I am envisioning a Lifetime movie from the jury room, in a world filled with great design and indecision. They came to the rescue. So thank you all very much. You may return to your seats. And this program, INawards, distinguishes itself in being innovative in a lot of ways. But one of the most spectacular ways that this program is so innovative is with the inclusion of a People's Choice Award. There are no other IIDA chapters that do a People's Choice Award. Few design programs around the world do a People's Choice. And I think it's brilliant that you all do a People's Choice. It literally brings design to the people. It lets clients, consumers, future customers, people who love design and salivate over it, it lets them participate in this process as well. So I'd like to ask the co-chairs of this event, Sean Kendig, Michelle Javon, and Rod Hammer, to come down to present the People's Choice Award.
Good evening. We're almost at an end. I want to thank my incredible team of co-chairs, Rod Hammer and Michelle Javon, on putting this event. If any of you are hiring, they're both available. Exercises in project management and coordination of multiple moving parts, they can do it all. I want to take a quick thank you to my company, Apex Facility Resources, for allowing me to spend as much time as I did on this as well. And to all the volunteers whose firms allowed them to spend as much time on this project as they did. It's without your support, your employer support, that we couldn't put this on. Rod?
So this night is really just the culmination of an ongoing event that's really been going on for 2 months, starting with the call for entries, putting that together, actually getting the entries in, and we had 52 entries this year. It was like a 40% increase from last year. Just amazing. And on a side note, we've got record attendance tonight, and also we surpassed our sponsorship goal by far, so thank you again to our sponsors. But anyway, it continued with getting the entries in from all the firms, which was quite a lengthy project and required a lot of hand-holding. And thank you all for your patience with our system, which is not completely perfect. And then getting the jury here, getting them, they actually looked at all the projects before they got here yesterday. So they really did, look at everything. and then their final review yesterday. So it's really been going on for quite a while, and this is just kind of the cap on the whole thing, and it's really been a great thing to be involved in. So.
And yes, thank you, everyone. And Cheryl, I know what you mean. I want to twirl. And Phil, yes, I'm an ex-theater major too, so I'm gravitating towards the lights here. In my wildest dreams, I never thought I would be here. But thank you, IIDA, and People's Choice. This was really amazing. We did something we've never done before. Seattle has the Seattle Design Festival. This was the second year. They decided to put in containers, and they asked us to participate. We put all of your boards in those containers, and over a period of 3 days, I think there were between 3 and 4,000 people who filtered through those containers. Sorry, through those containers. They voted. We had between the on-site and online over 1,344 votes. These people saw your projects, and they appreciated, and they were very thoughtful, and they debated. What I did, I was there for the 3 days. I took some pictures and I put them together in a little movie so I could share with you what we saw.
Elementary. Yeah, I think that looks good. Here.
Does it make you want to move to Federal Way so you can go to school there?
Yeah.
Where they like split the traditional ground blanks.
Tell me what you like about it.
Here, I like the color blue and the green. I like the blue and the green, and it's really cool. It's really cool. Like the spiky stuff. I like the patterns. It's open space with books. Lots of books, books, books.
Think you guys would learn a lot there?
Yeah. Oh, that's a big school.
Kind of this melding of working with the hard angular surfaces of the building and of having offices and things like that, and then having these sort of comforting aspects, sort of that roundness, and then these sails that kind of gave you this sort of sky, like cloud feeling.
And also like this kind of, there's a wall, but there's not a wall. So I like that visibility. And I like that it conveys a certain roominess, which is important for healthcare. And then the last one, the jail, I think is fantastic. I like how crisp it is, and how it's just this blank canvas of white. How metaphorically that kind of conjures new beginnings. And, yeah, Dolorosa, you're a convict, head out, fresh start. I like it.
I really love the mechanisms and kind of the industrial aesthetic that goes on in this. The existing beams and trusses, I love like reclaimed and anything that's kind of has a lot of history like that with textures and patinas and things. I love what they've done that are adding the industrial elements to it.
Pseudo-futuristic. I don't want to go there. What crime do I commit?
It's all white.
My name is Kevin.
Kevin.
Just Kevin.
Just
Kevin.
And your favorite one was?
It's the Korean one with the lights.
Why?
Because the emotional, the space that was created spoke to me emotionally. It felt like I wanted to be in the space, and it was inviting, and it was soothing and calming, and almost, I'd say, meditative. So I like that.
It's sparkly.
Thank you, Michelle, for putting that together for us to see, and to see all your work and see the exposure that you all had within the Seattle design community. The People's Choice Award. This award recognizes the project selected as best by vote of the general public as part of the Seattle Design Festival.
So, located in downtown Walla Walla, in the former Johnson Auto Electric Building, which was constructed in 1917, winemaker Charles Smith approached the design firm to design a new tasting room and office spaces that would match his rock and roll style. The design team was inspired by Charles's in-your-face attitude to create a raw space that highlights the original aesthetics of the building while inserting highly flexible pieces, including a large unit dubbed the Armadillo. The resulting space can transform from an office, tasting room, and retail store into a dining and entertainment venue.
So I have to say, I have never met more fans of this particular designer in my life. I think you all probably know who it is. It's Olson Kundig Architects. And there was one picture where the gentleman was down on his knees petting a dog. He didn't know the dog. The dog came up. He said to me, "I am such a Tom Kundig fanboy." So I would like to present the People's Choice Awards. The people have spoken. Olson Kundig Architects.
I know better than to talk too long here. Thank you very much. We all appreciate it. And Tom and Chris Garrett can't be here tonight, but thanks very much.
Congratulations. And so, this is kind of it. Thank you to the audience. Thank you to esteemed moderator and jury. And wait, don't go yet. We're not done. There's some thank yous here. Oh, thank you. That was very nice of you. And the amount of work that goes into putting together an awards presentation of this caliber is amazing. So my personal thank you to the committee and all the volunteers. It takes a village, but a village with no idiots to do this. So congratulations. And I am honored to be in Seattle anytime you ask me. I brought my son last year who sat right over in that seat and lost a tooth during the awards program. He was very, very upset that he couldn't come back. So for the 10th anniversary, I would love to come back, so I'm begging you. Please ask me to come back. Congratulations to the winners. I hope that the chapter doesn't have to pay too much for all the broken glasses that we kept hearing falling over. And I'd like to ask Amy to come back and close us out.
All right. I'm going to be brief. I just want to remind everyone, first of all, we run on volunteers. And one of the best things that you can do with your IIDA membership, if you have one, and if you don't, you better get one, is to be a volunteer, because you're going to get exposed to all these wonderful people and all their wonderful ideas. So we have a couple of upcoming events. First of all, we have our Faces of Inspiration event, which is put on by chapter advocates. Brief synopsis, it's all about public speaking, and I could definitely need some use with that. So the next event, we've got our upcoming product runway, which is not ours, it's IDCW's, but we love it. We have 2 teams this year, and one of them is from our Zero Landfill event, and they are going to be using all products that were collected at our Zero Landfill. And finally, coming up in the spring is our IIDA Leaders Breakfast, which we're working so hard on. We've already got a location. We've got some people we're going to honor. We also have a speaker. So save the date, March 28th. That's about all I have. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming this evening. And without you, we couldn't do it. So have a wonderful evening.